All right, we are here today with Jody Powell and Conner Powell at Jaco Machine. We're gonna do a quick walkthrough. Jaco Machine is based out of Amory, Mississippi. You guys recently had a tornado come through, like what was it, 8 months ago?
Yep.
8 months ago, and we're doing a good recovery from that. And today we're gonna walk through the shop, kind of review a little bit of, what makes Jaco run. Do you guys know if it's okay to kind of share some details on on this thing?
Yeah, man. So this is the production job that we've taken over. It's called Beaver. It's basically a machine where you would hook up to the back of it here. This is actually the back of the machine here. You'd hook up to it with a skid steer or a tractor or anything like that. It's mainly used for
agricultural, road work companies that do, trim the sides of roads, trails. I know they utilize these a lot up north. They're pretty awesome.
It looks like it could be sold at Buc-ee's with the color scheme. And the Beaver already in the name.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go pick one of these up on the way home.
When we took this on, we realized real quick that we were not going to be able to manage the manufacture of this the way that we have been in the past. Too many different pieces to the puzzle, too many components, material, stocking, knowing when to order with demand. It was just too big of a beast to try to do manually. And we knew that StartProto was set up to handle this. We had just never utilized it, to its fullest potential.
Yeah.
And now we're done. We're done with it, and real quick we can see our total cost, because StartProto built that cost for us.
Pretty neat inventory area you guys got here. I'm sure this is kind of enforced by the new work and stuff like that.
Yep. So this whole material rack is pretty much fully dedicated to this Beaver production that we're doing. Fortunately, we've got a lot of inventory built up right now.
Is every foot, every inch inside of StartProto?
Yes. That's another huge thing that we've been able to track as far as raw material inventory tracking. You put the inventory in as a buy item, and then being able to toggle the purchase unit instead of being in units to inches, and then just calculate, you get a 20-foot stick of a 1x2 flat bar, and you just put in 240 inches, and based off of the jobs that you do or whenever you log, then it's going to automatically subtract that out of that 240 inches. That's huge. That's another thing. I mean, we just keep going back to the fact that you would not be able to do production type stuff unless you have some kind of system, some kind of way to actually track everything.
And then mix in too, right?
Oh,
you got to change mentality between the production stuff you're trying to keep on time and then the random job stuff you've seen for the first time in the last week, and you got to get it out the door soon. Company truck is new.
Yeah. We did get the new truck.
Yeah, Jaco, stick here. We're gonna get like a fleet of 15 by the time I'm back here.
I get that big bar on there, man.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that's for, to be honest.
We'll
receive it in Proto and find out.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's go receive it. Let's go receive in StartProto. So Jack's job is, when he's not working, is to relax. So his chair's always leaned back.
That's tornado damage.
You gotta get the bomb gauge.
Yeah, man. So
that's the piece of art we've been working on.
So this is a complete LB6 assembly that I've put in Proto. That's what the machine that we were just looking at out there. All of these prints are basically all of the components that go into building one of those things. I've kind of got it laid out into specific sections, so you have subcomponents in main components, and then those main components go into the complete build. So you say I kind of got it broke down into our head assembly, which we were just looking at, and mainframe, and the pivot arm that I was talking about. And so say for example, we went into this little coupler right here that's to turn the motor. Within this component is going to be all of our operations. Our material is embedded in this, how much our material is, calculates our cost breakdown. That's another thing that we love about the system, with being able to just easily calculate the setup time, divide it out. So for one, if we just do one, it's 184, and you know, this includes all of our setup and runtime and stuff like that, our material. But if we ran this thing at 20, you see our costs go from 184 to 89.53. But this, just being able to easily calculate that, you know, because we're not just gonna run one of these, you know. When we set up to run one of these, we're gonna be running, you know, batch to 20, 30, 50, you know, however many it may be, and being able to just calculate that and see just what our real cost is actually gonna be helps us get more accurate information to the client too, really.
What I was gonna show, right, is when you talk about the duration. The expected duration is here, and then how long it actually took is on the right. You get a side-by-side comparison. So if you click on like the session number, so this is gonna show you like, if, you know, the item that you did, you can upload the files after, reject reports. But then I don't know if the total, you can upload, like, see how this duration is about 5 seconds? Probably not accurate, right?
Yeah, no, it's that.
So you can edit session time, then you can actually go in and just type in like an hour, how long it actually took.
Yeah.
So we've seen a lot of people who have been enjoying updating things, adding comments, adding files afterwards, any kind of documentation that might have been collected in the session, including like quality inspection and stuff like that. So watch this. When you toggle
this is gonna be, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, but we're
Look.
gonna put something on.
The wide ones.
This is in beta, right? So we're not saying it's perfect, but I think this screen that we're about to turn on for you, we can do this, by the way, where we like, you know how you said the jobs popped up and y'all didn't even notice? Watch this.
Review and save.
You notice it?
No, it's like live. I'm about to hit the button, and you're about to get this up here.
So we like can do that and like unlock. Okay, so all right, so then.
New feature. Congrats.
What's the full assembly you guys have multiple orders in on?
Complete.
So if you drop down here, it'll even show you what, you have 4 of them. Yes, this is a good one. So
Yeah, select that big.
hit create job on the right.
So here you actually have a couple different modes too. You guys probably want to stick in continuous flow. That's what you're used to now. So the second you finish one part on an operation, it'll trigger the next guy.
I'd rather it be like in a batch, like we
Okay.
complete the entire batch.
Perfect. That's what we have batch flow for. So there's a couple different methods, right? Batch flow is based on, you know how you set run sizes on the operations? It'll use those and not trigger the next op until it has all those ready. So it can keep your work list a lot shorter. Batch flow is probably what you want in this case, especially if you have the...
create a full batch of parts at the saw before it ease to be ready to
Right.
the next operation.
Yep.
That's right.
So you just have to know it's going to do that.
If you hover over the little eye, like hover over the eye on batch flow, where it says right next to the name, will not schedule work unless the number of available parts is greater than or equal to the batch size set on each operation. So that's a very funny way of saying we won't let you go forward unless you've completed the whole batch.
So is that something that we have to go in and add batch flow or the batch size?
You're probably already putting in the run size, right? If you have a machine fixture that has like 6 parts in it, are you already putting in like the runtime for all 6 of those?
No, batch size. I think we just set everything to 1, right?
Yeah.
So-
So that won't change anything in this case.
So rigid flow is the other option. And in rigid flow is basically gonna go ahead and make you guys finish all the parts in the job. So rigid flow says, let's say there's a job for 5, rigid's gonna want that all 5 parts to travel together. It ignores the batch, but just says like, as long as you have 5, I'll let you move to the next step. So rigid flow is very rigid. We wanna make sure that all the parts are continuously gonna be together. And then batch flow just looks at the per operation number. I usually use batch to be more for like if I have to run size and batch on the operations. I usually use those to say like if I have like a tombstone or some fixturing that lets me run 5 parts at a time, that's when I usually use that.
So you know how to go in and set up users and
You try it on your phone?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's super clean. Yeah.
So when you click into one of those, you can start and stop from there. You can see your attachments. This is more for the operators, right? So this is what they'd probably be using on there. But yeah, that'll probably give you guys some more traceability too, because you actually know who did what.
Any other questions? I guess, I mean, I would like to know, where do you guys see yourselves in, like we've done a year now, where do you see yourselves in a year from now? Double size, triple?
think so. The first year to the second year, our growth almost quadrupled.
It was a lot.
Our sales, and now we've got 2 sides that we're going. We've got a main product that we're doing work for and we're building.
Dude, that is awesome. I remember when you were first starting, you were like telling me a little bit. You're like, I hope I don't, because I was like, I might be visiting some shops nearby, like, and you were like, oh yeah, those are probably my competitors. I hope I don't steal too much work from them. But it looks like you've done a pretty good job.
At some point, I don't know, maybe 5 years or so, looking at more certifications and
Well, I think it will happen, sooner than that. The main thing about certifications, ISO, is you've got to have a system in place.
yeah.
I think Proto is gonna. I mean, it's already doing that for us. Now it's just a matter of we have the system. We just have to create our procedures.
Yeah.
And document, and Proto's gonna help us to achieve that.